Hi guys, it's Stacy from Clothes Live On, and today we're going to be talking about how to combat a December Christmas slowdown in sales. Now I will say that I know this isn't necessarily true for every reseller, that they see a decline in sales in December, but it's true for myself and it's true for a lot of my friends that I've talked to, that in December they just typically see a pretty significant decrease in the amount of sales that they have. And this makes a lot of sense to me. It's due to the fact that people are spending their money differently in December. They start buying a lot more items new and from retail stores. A lot of retail stores have really good sales for Black Friday and really leading up to Christmas. That makes it hard for the used clothing market to compete with, which is what we're in. A lot of people would not consider used clothing to be giftable. So we are really marketing to a lot of people who are still shopping for themselves, maybe looking for holiday related outfits, New Year's outfits and stuff, but a lot of people are shopping less for themselves, more for others, and they are shopping new primarily. So how can you work your business to try and counteract that decline in sales, to really make a push and increase your sales or help your business down the line? That's what we're going to talk about. So the first thing that I have is just to list more. Build up your listings. Even if the sales don't come now, you'll see more later. It's always better to have more for people to choose from, and people still are shopping just in. So definitely, as long as you keep pushing yourself and keep listing items, it should start to help combat that decline in sales. And even if it doesn't now, you might see an extra spike in January, because I tend to do really well in January, and if I have more for people to buy, I'm sure January will go even better. So right now it's time to just list like a maniac, get rid of that death pile, because January tends to be pretty good even if December is not good for you. But obviously the more you have available now, the more likely you are to make sales. But you can also try and project what's going to sell down the line and try and focus on listing those items. So January, we're going to see a lot of activewear start selling as people make the New Year's resolution to go to the gym more, to lose weight, all that kind of stuff. You can start focusing on spring clothes, because the winter sales season will come to an end pretty soon, and spring stuff is going to start selling more and more. So if you start foreseeing that and focus on listing those items right now, that can really help you down the line. So really you can just start forecasting your closet and listing things to accommodate that. So even if your sales aren't great right now, that they can be excellent down the road. The next thing you can do is pretty obviously source less, spend less money than what does sell. You are seeing an increase in your bank account more so, because if you aren't selling a lot, then sourcing a lot, spending a lot of money is just gonna hurt you right now. I like to source more if I'm selling more, but doesn't mean you aren't gonna be sourcing at all. That's probably hard for a lot of people. You might not have anything to list unless you go sourcing. So you can also just try and source in ways that bring you a lower cost of goods. So sourcing somewhere like the Goodwill outlet, the bins, which is a by the pound thing, which gives you a much lower cost per item, or finding like fill-a-bag sales, anything like that. Look for half off sales at thrift stores. You can just find ways to keep your cost of goods down, which will help you in a month where you're maybe making less money. On kind of the opposite spectrum, which is where you're going to see that you'll spend more money sourcing, but you can consider utilizing any retail arbitrage sourcing options that you have. It is more likely that you're going to sell new with tags items. Like I said, people are shopping new. They want their items to be giftable. So the more new with tags items you have, the better chance it has of selling in December. And the best way to find new with tag stuff is retail arbitrage, so stores like Nordstrom Rack or things like that. I know some people do like Ross or Marshalls. There's probably a lot of like secret stores, so if you have somewhere that you like to source retail arbitrage, obviously that's a good one. I do always recommend, like, if you can, look for retail arbitrage in stores, or even somewhere like ThredUp where it's going to be like a limited quantity. But if you can find it online, then really everyone else has access to that too. So it probably means that item isn't as much of an in-demand item. But if you can find something in the store, it might just be like the last one of that item and it could still be a hot seller. So if you have the funds to spend, you might want to think about doing retail arbitrage because it's more likely to sell. The other thing that you can do is utilize your buy-sell trade stores. I do this a lot throughout the year, but you can take in your stale inventory, see if they will buy it from you, and then instead of doing cash option, do the trade option, because you will always get more money for the trade versus cash. And you can take that trade credit and then use it to buy things in that buy-sell trade store, find some better items, and then, at least with my stores, I just have to pay the tax out of pocket. The buy-sell trade credit won't cover tax, but it will cover the cost of the item from the store. So I can use that to source some items that I'm highly unlikely to find at a thrift store, but are really good items to find. I can find a lot more in-demand items at a buy-sell trade store. They will cost more, but if I'm using credit from stale inventory, then it's fine. It evens out. So that might be something that you want to think about. If your sales are down, that's a good way to get some good items without really spending a lot of money out of pocket. All right, the other tip that I have is you can try running a sale. This is probably going to be especially effective on eBay, where it's a lot easier to run a sale. But on Poshmark, I have had a lot of luck with just dropping prices. I did a $25 sale for Black Friday, so select items, I dropped the price down to $25. I saw a lot of sales come from that. So that was really effective for me. You can run a % off sale on eBay. So I would recommend for this time of year doing something like 40 to 50% off. You can make it a short sale if you want, but people are really used to seeing sales right now. All the stores offer them, so you will be more competitive if you are offering your own sale, and it's a price that's very intriguing to buyers. So that's one thing you can try doing to spike your sales back up. The last two tips I have are going to not really help your sales right now, but more maybe down the line. So first one is start researching what's selling. Watch some what sold videos on YouTube that are very recent. Go on Poshmark and look at a lot of solds on there, see what's getting top dollar. You can do the same for eBay. Start learning some Bolo brands, things like that. Do your market research so that you can be on top of what's selling, and then you are sourcing better. Because like I said, if you are on kind of like a sourcing ban right now, the best thing you can do is just do a bunch of research so that when you are able to start sourcing again, or as often as you normally do, you really know what you're looking for, you know what buyers are currently wanting, and then you can go find those items and they will sell better for you. And the last thing I have is just to enjoy the holidays and ride out this wave of slow sales. It's not a permanent thing. It's really hard. If you do this full time, it's extra hard. This is how you pay your bills. But for the most part, sometimes there's not a lot you can do. You can apply these other tips. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will be an increase in sales for you. It's just something you can try. But if your sales are still bad, like I said, January tends to be a really good month for me. Just enjoy the holidays. Get your Christmas shopping done, wrap all those presents, drink some hot chocolate, watch all the 1,000 Christmas movies on Netflix, and just try not to let this stress you too much, because if you have tried some of the tips I mentioned earlier and you're still seeing a decline in your sales, at that point it's not worth you like losing your mind over. I know that's so easy to do, but just enjoy the holidays, enjoy the time with your family, and know that the sales will come back. This is a temporary thing. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to mention for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other tips for how you combat a slow season in December, definitely let me know in a comment down below. I would love to hear what your advice is to try and see an increase in sales when sales are down for everyone. So like I said, if you have any tips, comment it down below, and then we can all read each other's comments and kind of see if we have some other things we can try. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.